Now, it's been some time since I delved into the world of internal sound cards. Second-hand offerings are abundant, yet there's nothing new for me. My collection spans nearly all creative sound cards, from the OG SoundBlaster to the Audigy FX V2, as well as Asus sound cards like the ubiquitous Xonar DX and the Xonar AE. Among the gems I'm still looking to add to my collection are the Asus Xonar Xense and the Audiotrack Prodigy 192. Auzentech is also high on my most wanted list as I continue my hunt for the Auzentech Bravura 7.1. Now thankfully, recently I acquired another Auzentech marvel, the Forte 7.1. In this video I'll share with you why this is a true gem. Well, hello there and welcome to another video here on Anton's Hardware channel. Now, I recently realized it's been about half a year since I made a review about a proper sound card. And it's nice to be in the saddle again. Internal sound cards remain my true passion and Auzentech's products are particularly intriguing to me. Founded in 2005 as HDA and later rebranded as Auzentech in 2006, this Korean-based company focused on high-definition sound cards. Initially utilizing chipsets from C-Media, like what Asus did with its immense array of D cards, the D, the DX, D1, D2, DS, DSX, DX, etc. sound cards. Auzentech also made a brief detour with VIA, the company known for their Intel and AMD chipsets back in the ye olden days, when assembling your own PC was a treacherous road to follow. Now, in a weird turn of events, Auzentech launched the X Studio 5.1 featuring the VIA VT1723 audio processor with the cool marketing name Tremor. But this card unfortunately proved to be a mere twitch there rather than a tremor. Luckily, Auzentech transitioned to the X-Fi chipset made by Creative with the Prelude in 2007, a card of which I made a video about some time ago. The Forte is the subject of this video and it was introduced 2 years later in 2009, also marking Auzentech's first step into the PCI Express cards. All former cards are PCI cards. Let's take a closer look at what components are present on the card. At the heart of the Forte lies the Creative CA20K2 DSP, boasting impressive statistics upon its launch. Equipped with 51.1 million transistors and capable of 10,000 MIPS or millions of instructions per second, it was to effectively offload audio processing from the CPU. While MIPS benchmarks have lost their relevance over time due to various factors, the CA20K2 still remains adept to audio tasks. Accompanying this DSP is 64 MB of dedicated RAM, dubbed X-RAM by Creative. This memory facilitates swift audio file transfers and compression, alleviating the CPU strain yet again. However, with the advent of Windows Vista, its utilization was slashed, rendering it obsolete in modern gaming scenarios. Now, it's interesting to see that the RAM chip that has been used is actually 512 MB, while only 64 MB was available. My guess is that the memory controller on the X-Fi chip isn't able to address anything upwards. Nevertheless, its presence underscores Forte's advanced design and the will to produce hi-fi products. Additionally, the Forte features two onboard digital to analog converters, the AKM AK4396 and the Cirrus Logic CS4382, both renowned for their quality. The AKM digital to analog converter, utilized for the front channels and the headphone outputs, boasts advanced multi-bit 192 kHz and 24-bit resolutions with minimal total harmonic distortion. On the other hand, the Cirrus Logic CS4382 serves for the remaining channels. While not at the same level of quality as the AKM digital to analog converter, the Cirrus Logic is still a potent digital to analog converter. For inputs, the Forte employs two Wolfson components, the WM8775 and the WM8782. While this may seem redundant, it was so you can both use the input on the card and the front panel at the same time. Again, both are capable analog to digital converters, with the WM8782 being just a slightly better, capable of 192 kHz, whereas the 8775 only goes up to 96 kHz. One of the coolest things on any sound card is that it has swappable op-amps. Now, an op-amp is just what the name implies. It's an amplifier, albeit just a small one, and it's just enough to drive a headset that is a bit more demanding. Better op-amps can drive headsets with a higher resistance, measured in ohms. As a general rule, the higher the ohms, the better the headset. 600 ohms is about as resistant as it gets, where regular headsets usually go up to 32 ohms, which is the de facto industry standard. But more importantly, an op-amp is what flavors the music, the audio. It gives the audio more emphasis on maybe bass or maybe the soundstage or warmth or coolness. Most audiophiles have a favorite op-amp, which depends on personal taste and preference. Mine is made by Burson Audio, and it's the V6, and no, I'm not getting paid to say that. Op-amps come in two flavors, single or dual. The idea is that you want to eliminate EMI or electromagnetic interference, and you need to place the op-amps as far apart as possible. But since audio signals are nearly always in stereo, you need two. Then single op-amps are used. Now, if only one is used, you need a dual. And in the case of the Forte, a dual was used in the form of the LME 49720NA made by Texas Instruments. An op-amp that was used on the excellent Asus Strix Soar. And as the datasheet says, it's a dual high-performance, high-fidelity audio operational amplifier, which is already a great op-amp, but you can switch these op-amps to personal taste. And this is really cool. I wish that more sound cards have this option. The headset is handled by 8 high-end transistors working in stage and are fixed to the board. An interesting design, but when using a headphone and swapping your op-amp, you won't make a lot of difference. Those other channels, by the way, are handled by some JRC 4580s and cannot be swapped. One last component I want to talk about are the capacitors made by Nishon. Now, Nishon makes excellent capacitors, and Auzentech chose to use the Nishon Muse ES series, making them even more excellent. Now, these are specifically designed for audio and are responsible for keeping enough power available when the card requires this. And come on, seeing such big ass capacitors on a sound card with a green color, well, it just makes it look cool. Now, as always, I wanted to have some objective measuring about how good this card is. And how good is the Auzentech X-Fi Forte 7.1? Well, it gets a good. The frequency response is excellent, something that I was expecting from the AKM digital to analog converter. The stereo crosstalk is finally something that isn't poor or average like I have seen in so many other cards the last couple of months. The Auzentech just has great channel separation. The only minor point is that the total harmonic distortion in percentage is average. And I thought that distortion would be a lot better than that, than just a mere average. And then I did some listening sessions as always. Now, this card makes me happy. The audio is just great. It's warm, it's luscious, it's with a great soundstage. The listening session turned into multiple sessions, and then I was happy that Auzentech just delivers on its promise of quality. It feels like it's just finely tuned into making precise audio with every instrument in the location I want and expect them to be. I just couldn't find anything wrong with this card. Now, even though this is a very old sound card, the quality that Auzentech delivered is, again, even to this day, above and beyond. The components are still next level. The audio it produces is just great. And that's why I'm a bit sad to see that a company like Auzentech is now defunct. Just like EVGA, Auzentech was a company dedicated to quality products. EVGA still exists, but there are excellent video cards and motherboards, and there are excellent EVGA NU sound cards, which is are no longer being produced. If Auzentech would just have diversified a bit more, they may still be in existence to this day. Now, the only downsides that I can find are the driver interface. Even with the Daniel K drivers, the driver interface is just ancient. But that's about it. If you are looking for a quality, low-profile sound card that supports a lot of inputs and outputs, and you can find one of these online, get it. You will not be disappointed. And with this ending, I would like to thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. And I'd like to see you in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.